Hello everybody, welcome to my video, and today we're going to be making beginner-friendly waist beads. Now I'm a beginner and I made these, so I think it should be pretty simple and straightforward. So keep watching and we'll get started. First we're going to start with our measuring tape and scissors, our upholstery thread, and our beads. Next we're going to go ahead and take our measurement. I just had some tape all the way from our baby shower I had left over. So, but any measuring tape will do. And you're just going to measure around wherever it is that you want your beads to sit. So I plan on losing weight, so I want mine to start high so they can drop. So once you get your measurement, you're going to mark off, like, okay, got 35 inches. Then you're going to go ahead and measure out your thread. Now, I use upholstery thread because I feel like that thread is more heavy duty and it's not going to break or snap easily because I want to wear these forever. And at first I tried to use a twine rope, not twine, some other type of rope, and it was way too thick for the beads. So I needed some sort of thread that could go through the beads, but still would be heavy duty. I'm sorry, that's my daughter in the background. So you're just going to measure off your thread. And what you want to do is take your thread down further than your measurement came out to be. Now, if I had been thinking at the time of making this, I would have marked with a marker where my measurement actually stopped and then brought the thread down shorter. Because that way you can save on beads you have to cut off. And also make sure you have enough thread at the end, because you're going to see throughout the video, I didn't have enough thread at the end. So I had to go back in and add thread. And that's just not cute. That just happened with one of my clients, and hers broke, and I had to remake it. So make sure that you just go ahead and leave enough thread at the end so it won't come off and unravel. So next we're going to be threading the thread, and we're just going to wrap around a knot and get that beetle, I don't know what I'm saying, sorry, get that bead on the thread. And this is going to make sure none of the other beads slide off. So you're just going to thread the needle as if any of you sew, you'll thread it like a regular sewing needle. You're just going to tie the knot at the end. So it's already 2 threads put together. So once the needle gets on there, you know, you already got 2 threads. Next, we're going to take the actual beads and go ahead and begin to put them on. Now, I grabbed the white beads first. They're actually clear, but so I'm going to put them in my palm of my hand. And then I'm going to take the needle. Oops, dropped one. Okay, so I'm going to take the needle and I'm going to put one on it. So what's going to happen is, what I was just talking about, we're going to go ahead and tie it at the end. I put that second one on there like a fool. It has to come off. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and tie it at the end so that none of the other beads will roll on off onto the floor. So we're going to get that knot, tie it, get it nice and secure. See, this right here is what I'm talking about when I'm saying like I should have left more room at the ends. I did that all the way down to the end. There was no room for nothing to play with, which it wasn't that the beads themselves, you know, were too short of a bead row. That part was fine because I measured it, but when it came time to tie it, there was like nothing for me to grab onto, so I had to add extra steps in there. But go ahead and start putting your beads on. Gonna bead it up, beading them, getting the beads in there. And you're just gonna slide them on. This part is pretty self-explanatory. I'm gonna speed it up after a couple of beads. I just want you to see me doing it. Now, I found that it's easier when you just slide them onto the needle directly from your palm versus you trying to pick up a bead and put it on the needle and then pick up another bead and put it on the needle and then keep on doing all of that. Because with the needle in one hand and the beads in the palm of the other one, you can literally just slide them on there and you can put on multiple at a time. And so that saves you some time. we're just gonna slide them on, slide. I took those two off because I'm actually trying to form a pattern. So if you're trying to get a pattern going, keep that in mind when you're putting the beads on. But if not, go ham. Just slide them on as many as you can get on the needle and still pull. That's the faster it'll go. But I'm actually making like a design kind of thing. Which if you saw the beads in the beginning of the video, you saw how it's like clear, and then I got 2 brown and 1 black, and then clear, and then 2 brown and 1 black, and then clear. So that's the pattern I'm making right now, actually. And y'all, we are finally finished with a whole line of beads. Finally. So next, what we're gonna do is take the string. We thought we were done. We're gonna take that and tie it off at the end so we can cut the needle off of this thread. So you just need a single knot. If you want to go ahead and double knot it, you can, just for that extra, but you don't just have to. And that's because what we're about to do is take another thread, same length, same everything. If anything, do it a little bit longer, because you can do this as long as you want. You just don't want to waste your thread. But you're going to take a longer thread or the same length of thread, and you're going to thread it all the way back up through the beads. So kind of almost like you're making a whole nother chain, except this time you're not palming it. You just putting them straight through the beads already on thread. And if that doesn't make sense, you're gonna see what I'm saying in a minute. So right now I'm just measuring out the thread to make sure I got it about the same length, and I believe I still did a little longer. Still wasn't long enough as you're gonna see, but same process. We're gonna thread it, we're gonna put that knot at the end, and then we're just going to get ready to be putting it inside the beads. Here, what you're seeing me do is tying a knot around that initial bead. So, seeming kind of familiar, it should be now. Same process. Another knot, we're gonna pull it through. Again, when you're doing yours, please leave extra string at the end. I cannot stress that enough. Okay, now we are reaching the end of the rebeading. So you're going to go all the way to the end, and what I did is I tied another knot. Now this one, I did leave a little longer, and I double knotted it because this is one of the biggies. Like, this is an important one. At first, you didn't necessarily have to because you already knew you were going to go back and tie those two together. But now, that one, you want to make sure it's holding on because when you tie it, you want to make sure that's secure. So now I'm just getting my shirt ready because I'm thinking I'm about to tie it around myself. This one, I realized I had 1 too many beads and 2 not enough string. I cut out parts of this because it was just really ridiculous. But this is me now getting ready to mark where I need to tie it so I know how much extra beads I have to cut off. What I did is I went back in and added so I can make the bead longer. Because as you see, I already know I'm going to have to cut off excess beads. So I just wanted mine to be extra secure during this. When I did my second beads, I did this step as well, and it just added the extra step to making sure it doesn't come off. Because, you know, when your stomach expands, it pushes against it, and just every day, like, you don't want it to slip out because the knot's not good. So I added extra string, and where I knew I was going to have to cut off the beads at, I pulled the needle back through the beads one more time and took it out there. So you're going to see. And that's actually where I'm going to tie my knot. Right there. And I'm going to go back and reinforce this knot even because y'all just don't understand how much if you've taken the time to make this or make it for somebody, you do not want these things coming back off. You don't want to break easily and all the beads go everywhere all over the floor. I know I sure don't. So I just reinforce mine. Now snip, snip. Time to cut off those extra beads. And I know you see all those little strings. We're going to cut them too. No worries. And I'm just going to tie this knot one last time. My nails got in the way a little bit, so excuse that. But if your strings were longer, like how we discussed, that won't even be an issue. So you're just going to go ahead and tie it in a knot and double knot it, triple knot it, knot it. Bam, beads are on. And that concludes my video. I hope you guys really liked it. I hope it was helpful and step by step and I didn't miss anything. So if you would like to see more, please just comment, like, subscribe. If you tried these, please let me know in the comments. Did it work for you? Did it not work? Did your beads bust all over the floor? Like, what happened? Let me know. Y'all have a good one. See you next time. Bye.